I'm Bruno. Welcome to another episode of Live of Between the Sheets podcast here in the studio on United Broadcasting Network. We're on the first and third Friday of every month, but not this month. So starting next month, we'll be back to schedule, 7 p.m. Pacific. Follow me on Instagram, QTE Brat, Between the Sheets Facebook page. Please like that. And then all the shows and everything, we have a YouTube page, so please subscribe to it, Between the Sheets with Gaye and Bruno. Wow. We're back in the studio again. This is awesome. I will go around the room. I don't have any, I've been so exhausted. And I don't nap. I never nap. So today I laid down for a few moments and I woke up in half an hour and now I feel more exhausted than I did before. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I have a show. I don't mean, hey, I'm happy I have a show. But I was like, oh, man, I was just so in that zone of relaxation that I said I have to put on makeup and wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm okay now. I'm better. I see all you girls. And we're here. And that's a true professional. When the camera's on, you are on. So anyway, welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. 65,000 million people strong. We have a guest today. I'll announce her at the end, but I'll go around the room. We have some familiar faces and some not so familiar faces. So I'll start on the left with Roxanne Rosen. Good job.
Hello, everybody. Nice to be back in studio.
And then we have Cara Noble.
Just to say that I can literally go to bed and just lie there and then just drop off for a minute or three and I'm refreshed. Try it.
But I am refreshed.
Must be nice.
But I think that's the issue is that I have not been refreshed. And for that 30 minutes of refreshing, and then I wake up and I'm like in that sort of Zen mode of like, I just want to stay here and watch bad television. You know what I mean? And then and eat popcorn and crap. That's give me
Divine.
That's okay. But I just couldn't because we have to go to work. And then I have Mara Shane.
Hi.
And we'll talk about her shoes in a moment.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll talk about Tristan's job update. We'll talk about Cara going on a whirlwind trip. So also call us. I totally forgot. Please call us. 323-524-2599. 323-524-2599. It's funny when I'm here, I can say that number. When I was home, do you know how many times I was this close from giving away my cell phone number? Call me on my cell, sure. And then we have another person that's been around for a while. She's been off and on. You've met her on Zoom, I hope. If not, she's a fitness coach and a whole bunch of other things. Ronnie Loiza.
I can't believe I'm here.
I know.
I feel like I'm coming out of a cave. And speaking of shoes, I went in. I'm like, what shoes do I wear? I haven't said that in almost a year. Like, you're on Zoom. You don't wear shoes. You wear socks. It's like people are looking at me from waist down now.
Oh my God. It's so funny because obviously during COVID, right? You're just just dressed down and stuff. And then the only time I really dressed up was to be at the show, and it was always from the waist up. So my friends make fun of me because I have what they call my bubby slippers. And bubby slippers, and I like, and then when I'm walking, it's like shh, shh, shh,
yeah.
shh. And then I thought, oh my God, and then I thought, what a great idea. Now, if I was a clothing person, I swear to God, what I would do is like a comfort clothing line, and call it Schmatas.
I don't even know what that means.
Schmatas and slippers.
Well, schmata is
it's like a rag, but like
schlepping.
Schlepping, but like a schmata is like a like if you wear in the old days, like our grandmothers, right? They used to wear that sort of caftan, sort of those were schmatas. It's also rags, which came
about the dress,
like the house coats, like the house coats.
Yeah.
So those are schmatas, and then obviously slippers are slippers. And I thought that would be such a fun clothing line. And then I thought, oh my God, we can turn it into something Jewish. Then we can carry fun things like cups that say Oy Vey's mir. So I'm like, this would be like the modern trend of comfort wear.
So
S&S, schmatas and slippers.
What a schnorrer. I'm actually 0.2% Ashkenazi Jew.
I'm 0.9% Ashkenazi Jew.
Bitch.
I'm sorry.
You guys are cousins.
I know.
I have no idea. I haven't done my
Me
DNA.
neither.
I have.
23andMe, and I did, and just because, and that's another thing. I mean, my mother's parents are Italian from Italy. My mother was born in New York, but obviously Italian heritage, right? My father, straight from Italy, off the boat. Why I would think I'd get anything really strikingly different on the 23andMe and Ancestry.
Mhm.
I don't know why. So I paid for both of them to compare and contrast
Oh, that's a good idea.
because I heard still both of them like 90 like everything in the 90% Italian. And then the Jewish thing popped, and I figured, well, of course I am. Of course I am.
You gotta have a little
I
bit.
celebrate all holy holidays. I must be.
You know, Gaye, I'm totally Latina and some American Indian, but South American Indian. 1% Irish. Somebody had an affair.
Obviously.
1%.
I
I'm
know,
like,
that's-
what?
That's
very
okay to have an
naughty.
affair.
But before we go on, I don't want to. You know, the thing is, having a guest on Zoom,
Oh.
sort of like we like Leanne. Yeah, Leanne's our guest from Club Flan. But the thing is, it's sort of like when we, as you can notice, we just the minute we see each other, it's just like blah, 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 girl talk. So I'm sorry that we sort of avoided you.
Hey, Leanne, have you got any Neanderthal? Because I have more than 48% of everybody else on 23andMe.
Have you done 23andMe or Ancestry?
My whole family has. For whatever reason, I just don't want anybody to have my DNA. Not that I.
Quite right, too. wish
I
I'd
am
known.
the same
Me
way.
too.
So is
Too
my
late for
brother.
me.
So is my brother. He won't do it. I gifted him that for Christmas, and he's like, "No,
Yeah.
I don't want the world to know." I'm like, "Yeah, they're really following you in particular." I get it. I get it. I did Ancestry so did my sister, but a lot of people just really don't want that out there because they could start testing us.
Well, wait a
Right.
minute. Hold on. Yes. But if anybody saw a movie, I think it was called Henrietta Lacks. Anyone saw that movie?
I've heard of it.
It was a book,
Oh, right.
and it was about this African American woman
That's right.
Mhm.
who they pretty much took her DNA and stuff,
Mhm.
and then created. Okay, look, I'm sorry, I paid attention, but I'm not like look. There's a lot of stuff on my mind, but they created some vaccine to heal something. Polio, I don't know, something like that. No, polio is a pasteur, but whatever, something. And then they didn't compensate the family or anything,
Or
I'm
ask
trying to
her
think of what it
permission.
or ask her permission to do
Mhm.
that. And I think was Oprah in it? I think Oprah was in it, or Oprah's company produced it. But it was a book, and it was fascinating. But I get that. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But
If I'd done it
I am
now, I
half
wouldn't have done
Italian.
it.
I
Put it
am
that
half
way.
Italian, so you can, I've got that Italian
Bella.
green gene and manja manja. My mom's full-blooded Italian, so my grandparents came over on the boat and lived in Pennsylvania, and they gravitated to the West Coast. So, I feel like we're all family.
There you go.
exactly,
I'm
no,
part Italian
nobody
too.
break into song, please. No one needs any. I think I've heard enough Sister Sledge for my entire life. So Leanne, tell us about yourself. Tell us what you do. I mean, I'm not going to read the bio because I don't have my printer right here. So tell us what you do. Tell us.
So for a living, I'm a senior financial consultant. So I deal with loans and finance and all sorts of stuff. I've been in finance, I guess, pretty much almost 18 years because I own my own company as well. My passion is we kind of relaunched, revamped Flaunt in my Fusion LA. We regrouped as, women supporting women. My girlfriend, my business partner, Isabel Gallardo, she keeps everything organized so that I can just be the ambassador and say hi to everybody and just keep things safe. So we had our first very successful event. We are now moving forward going to attach every event to a rescue. So the one that we utilized, Sherry Stankiewicz and Sparky and the gang, we did half of the door to her. We did the entire auction. We had an eclectic group of donations. I donated one of my surfboards that I won't ever be 105 pounds and surf on again. But it's just, as a community, I've been fortunate to come across some very, I'm going to say other passionate women. So Jodie Potiphar is somebody we're collaborating with right now. Everybody knows so many women, so little time. She's excited about the retreat that my girlfriend and I are going to go to, and we're actually going to host the dance party there for them. So she's excited about that project. I'm excited to be on board. Some other things that we're doing, again, Fusion LA is a part of our production company, but Fusion LA is, I even quoted this, it's the only time in the history of all my blues cruises that the boys and the girls in the community they played together. They were in the sandbox. We had 3 different levels, different music.
I
Did
like
you say
that.
cruises?
She
'Cause
said booze cruise.
Oh, now
I love what you all hear.
that is so good.
It's fun. It's exciting. Now that COVID's kind of passing, we're super thrilled because we've got the stuff planned for next year. But for this year, I was excited for the exclusive launch for July 10th in Los Angeles. We're still putting together the logistics.
But don't say anything. You said
Yes.
I mean, I've been seeing your posts,
Yes.
and
yes,
you say you have an announcement tonight. So
yes.
do you you haven't announced it yet, right?
Nope.
Don't
I know.
announce it yet. Let's keep it.
Okay.
Let's keep
Okay.
that under
Yes.
but we have a caller. So let's take a caller. Are they still there? Awesome. So let's take a caller and see who this is.
Hi, Joe.
Hello. Welcome to Between the Sheets. Who's calling? Hello? Hello? Did they disconnect?
They hung up.
Oh, they hung up.
Damn.
All
sounded
right.
like she was in a car.
It sounded like she was in a car. Well, if they call back, just give me the thumbs up, and then I'll just cut us off, and then we'll go on. So creative. We're all women, empowering women. I mean, Ronnie does that through her thing. Mara does that through her art. Cara does that because she's a goddess, and Tristan does it. Oh, Tristan. Well, who gives a shit anymore? Roxanne does it just because. And I have this show, and it's sort of the same thing. But I think women supporting women. It's a really important, and we've said this on the show. I mean, I've done the show since 2009, off and on, and that seems to be for me the biggest theme is not excluding men or excluding anyone else, but women truly, and I think it's getting better. We do have a hard time supporting each other. It's like we do support each other and we have each other's backs, unless that person does better than us. And then maybe not so much. It'll be a little bit more competitive, which is good. It's all good. But I do find sometimes the way women sort of go at each other when it's competitive, it's not so nice.
No.
I agree 100%. And that's why when I run my business and I have my teams, I don't have it like that at all. I create a very loving, supportive, nurturing environment where we're all encouraging each other and helping each other out. Because a lot of times in business, women will support you until you take a stand, and then they'll shrink away because they don't want to ride the wave you're going to cause.
Look, I work in a company, and there was someone that I used to work with, and not specifically saying it's the company I work for now, but we were thick as thieves, and
You and this woman?
yeah, I mean, yeah, and one for all for one. But I was the big mouth. I realized that she was sort of the meek one, and I was the one that pushed it forward. So when I would go push an idea forward, she would always be quiet to see what the temperature was, and if the temperature wasn't like agreeing with what I was saying,
She wouldn't support you?
She wouldn't say shit or support me. And I thought, you know what? And I remember my boss said to me, he goes, just fight your own battles.
Yeah.
Fight your own battles. Don't worry about other people. And I thought, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm like a team person. And I just happen to have a big mouth. So I'm always the one that brings it forward.
Now, are you a team person, or is it because you, Gayanne, take it personally? And that's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. I'm just saying,
What do you mean?
because she's my friend, she's my buddy, I thought we were partners, colleagues. Is it Gayanne that's a little insulted and hurt, or is it because you're team no matter where you are?
I'm a team person.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't throw other people under the bus. I mean, if I have a conviction and I have something, I don't care if I'm the only one in the room that has that. I'm still going to go with it. I'm not going to suddenly like change my tune because the climate is against me, or against my idea. I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, I don't take it personal. Like, okay, you don't like my idea? Okay, fine. You like my idea? Great. Let's do it.
You're a polemic. You fight your own cause.
I do. Always have.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I'm
Always have.
I'm the
And
same
we're
way.
I've come to blows on that one.
Oh yeah, and people don't like people like
So
us.
I.
I realize
It's
people
true.
do not like people like us.
Mhm.
I realize, and someone put a quote on Facebook, and I don't know, Leanne, you're involved in financial. I don't know how it goes, but you're also involved in the lesbian club scene, so that's a whole other story. But the thing is, it's sort of like, it's just so. Well, yeah. I'm sorry, little ADD.
Squirrel.
Yeah, right. The quote was something like this. It's like, you be yourself, you shine your light, blah, 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 which I believe in. I'm just going blah, blah, blah because I don't remember the words. But, these are the people that, learn to love yourself because people like us are the ones that are not well liked.
It's
100%.
true.
Huh.
It's true. And that's why I always say I was born to stand out. I wasn't born to fit in. So if you like me, I'm going to support you. I'm going to support the cause. I'm going to fight for what's right all the time and live my life with integrity. And the people that want to surround me in that, they can. And that is why I'm very fortunate and blessed to have a lot of really good friends and family because, good will win. And,
it's not
2
about
weeks ago,
good.
it won.
Hear that.
No,
I mean, good usually
integrity.
integrity. I would say
Integrity
good
wins.
because people are good. I mean, I have friends that are good, but they're not affectionate or they're not sensitive. Doesn't mean that they're not like me, so therefore they're bad. I have an issue with that because it's like, but I will accept people. But but being on the end, and this is when I was younger, and I don't know I can't speak for all of us women, but I mean, when I was younger, I was the consummate people pleaser.
Me too.
I wanted to be liked.
Me
I
too.
wanted to fit in. And then I got to a point going, no. I mean, ugh. I mean, I like this. I hated it. But I'm bored to tears. So at some point in my, I would say late teens.
That's young.
Yeah, I finally said, you know what? I am different. So I'm going to, and you know what? If I be my true self and be different, I'm sure I'll attract other weird, eccentric, odd people. And I did. I really did. And that was, my group. I didn't have to lie or fake it or, whatever. I was like, okay, fine. Okay. I don't fit into them, But then again, like I was a cheerleader. So I was a cheerleader my whole life.
So you're popular.
I was popular.
Sea jump.
I was popular. So it's like, but if people really knew that, like, I was listening to The Cure, or like those kind, like that sort of like gothy band stuff, and I wasn't listening to like Bruce Springsteen, who I cannot stand. It's like, so like it's really, it's like the cheerleaders were popular with pop culture. But you never, so I had this whole other kind of friend group and life, and it was kind of fun. It was like
I
duality.
never made the cheerleading squad.
Leanne, what prompted
Neither did
this?
I.
What initiated it? Maybe you said it and I missed it, but what was the trigger, or what was it born out of? Why did you want to do this? Did she hear me? Sorry.
Leanne?
I can hear you. I'm sorry. You directed the question to me. What was I born to do?
No. The cruise, the booze cruise, and this whole movement. I guess this whole raising money for different areas. What was it born out of?
Ago. So it was actually a friend of mine. We wanted to do. Honestly, I was so young when I was in my 30s, and I'm like, let's just do something fun. And it developed into let's do fundraisers, to let's get the community involved, and so it grew. And then I got married, had children, and that went over here. And then after COVID, I felt the need to, we all want to have fun. We want to get out there again. I hadn't seen some of the people in a decade. Because again, when you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. So again, I was inspired. And now I've got several people that I knew friends, which, when you get to be in your 50s, it's rare that you have new friends that are supportive and give you some guidance. And it's just now I'm like, I want to take it to another level. I want to do something with intelligent people. I love it, the eccentric people, because they have ideas in the process. I'm drawn to that personally.
Excellent.
But, we just met a lot of people that have the same like-minded thoughts. And I say it all the time, positive vibes and, paying it forward. So that's just kind of what this is all about. This movement, if you will, is we just have a lot of women that are interested in supporting this. I mean, part of this entire process, we're doing some cool things like a resident band like Las Vegas. So we've got Cause for Concern, which is those ladies just have been around forever and they are fantastic. So they support us, and I want to say a shout out to them as well as Leslie Stoddard and her bar at Marty's Bar in Tustin, because they brought a busload of people on a party bus, stuff that I used to do, keep our patrons safe, nobody's driving, bring them to the venue, give them back, make sure that you have some fun. But the whole rescue thing came about because my girlfriend's been in rescue 22 years. So, so I really have an education and how to get back into the community. I'm going to do a couple of hours, a couple of Sundays a month, where I'm needed, walking dogs and bathing, But as far as where we're going, I'm excited about that. Again, I'm not going to make any announcements right this second, but I did actually, because LA is where I want to be, but I got I received a phone call today from an owner in one of the Orange County bars. I hadn't even been there cleaning. So apparently word of mouth, when you do good things and integrity, like Ronnie said, absolutely.
Well, absolutely. You did the club flaunt to the executive suite.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think that was the first lesbian thing that happened actually, since COVID sort of is better. But it was interesting to me because I put that I was going, and then my mother broke her shoulder, so I couldn't go. But then, like, I guess, like, what, a couple of days later, you text. I can't remember. It wasn't text because we didn't have phone numbers, but I think you messengered me maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know her. I've never met her in my life. Okay. So she said, I'm doing this thing, and it was really brief, and, would Between the Sheets support this venture? And I said, sure. So then she posted it on Facebook, and then we talked, and then we actually had a conversation. And
before I took a nap, remember, before I took my nap.
Yes.
Did I nap?
And and besides the fact of the movement and the women supporting women, what I really love, because you all know that, I love animals. I think everyone here loves animals. And
is it dogs specifically?
Me, no.
Cats?
No, generally. Are these rescues, are they any animals? I didn't catch that.
Any cats, dogs, horses. You can, and we have so many. When I posted the first flaunt that I didn't mean to interrupt you, Gaye. I had over 100 rescues respond because we hadn't made a decision. And I was like, whoa, okay, we got to back up and regroup. Let's do a local rescue, because Long Beach is, I'm an Orange County girl, but Long Beach was pretty much the main source of my promotions when I was younger. It was easy for people to get to from Los Angeles to Orange
Well,
County.
Long Beach is kind of that city that's like close enough to Orange County, close enough to LA.
Right.
One of my
point.
halfway point. One of my best friends just moved there. We have a caller. Let's see if it's the same person.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to Between the Sheets. Who's calling? Hello.
My name's Sherry Hernandez.
Hey, Cherie, can you do me a favor? Can you turn the volume of the Can you turn the volume of the podcast down, because I hear ourselves in the background? It's feedback.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
wonderful. Thank you. Welcome. Do you have a question? Do you want to say something? Tell us. Thank you for listening and watching.
I was just hoping to maybe get a reading.
Oh, wrong show. Wrong show. Char's on before.
I can do it.
But normally, if you,
I could do a reading too. What sign are you?
It's a strawberry moon tonight.
Char is before. Usually we have Cheryl Murphy, and Cheryl Murphy probably could have done something, but she took off this week. And I did not bring my tarot cards.
We are in Mercury retrograde, right?
That we still
No,
are.
we came out.
Oh, when did
on
we
the
come out?
22nd.
Oh, see? There you
Yeah.
go.
So, so unfortunately, we can't give you. We can give you advice, but we can't give you advice.
I can give her a reading.
She's real.
Are you joking?
No, I'm very instinctual.
Is anybody a medium there?
Well, Mara.
No, I'm not a medium.
We're not a medium.
I'm
We could just give you
incredibly
advice.
Instinctive.
Okay, why don't you? You know
Intuitive.
what? If you want to hear, we have someone on that's that's intuitive. You're welcome to say what you want, and
Sure.
Mara can give you her thing.
Nice.
So, what's going on?
Not a lot. I was just trying to
Get a
connect
reading.
with people on the other side because I have a lot of them there.
Have you been
So
getting any sort of feelings or what's the word? Visitations or any sort of signs that you
they come to me in my dreams
mm-hmm.
quite frequently.
Okay. What is the sensation that you get when they visit you? Is it a calm sensation, or is it more of a urgentness, or what do you feel when they come into your dreams?
what's really weird is a lot of times it's like, oh, you look. I tell them they look so pretty or they look so healthy and good, and so one time my father seemed to be looking for something, and I was just hugging him from the back, just feeling his presence. But it's usually positive.
Yeah. Your father, has he only been gone about 5 years?
Nope.
Oh, longer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel that it's almost weird when we lose a loved one. We, in a way, can have a closer relationship with them while they're on the other side than when they were here in different ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Has there been some? I'm kind of feeling like there might have been some news, some exciting news that has happened for you. Is that right?
Well,
Like
kinda.
some kind of like very like surprising news, maybe, or monumentous. I don't know. I was getting that feeling.
Well, some people would probably call it monumentous. I don't.
Okay, why don't you? Why it's not that big a deal to you, but it is to others?
Well, yeah, it's more important to others. What happened was within the last 5 months or so, well, 6 months, I dropped 100 pounds without reason, or at least I thought without reason.
Okay,
but that's
then
monumentous.
I found out that but then I found out I had diabetes, and that's why I was dropping weight because of it.
Okay.
And now I've changed my whole dietary thing, and now I'm on a good path, which, I mean, my daughters and my husband feel that monumentous, but
it is
I'm
monumentous.
just happy I lost 100 pounds.
Well, it is to change. This is the most monumental it can get because your health is everything. So I think that you have your family that have passed on cheering for you. Maybe they're coming to you more in your sleep because they're trying to let you know that you are seizing control of your life, and they're very proud of you.
Okay, well, they haven't came since all this happened, though.
But you know what? Sometimes when there's a change and a disruption, this is Gaye. This is my hit. When there's a change and disruption in your own life, sometimes, I think sometimes when the people from the other side come in to communicate to you, it's because they want to inspire you. There's something that they want to sort of tell you in some way and direct you to do something that you need to do. And I do find, at least with myself, when that happens, that I may not know exactly on the face of it what it is, but when I actually do accomplish whatever it is, and it could be losing the weight or whatever it is for your own health, or going to the doctor because you lost the weight and finding out that it's because the message was actually translated to you, so there's no longer a need to contact you or to connect with you because pretty much you got it.
That's a good point, Gayan, because when I lost my best friend, Lindsay, she was my best friend for 16 years, and we lost her suddenly about 11 years ago. She would come to me a lot. I would get visitations from her in the form of I could feel her presence. And she came to me in a dream too, as well. But then once I started to get the swing of, I was in a situation where I was in an upheaval, where I was going to move from where I was living all the way to a completely different place in San Francisco, and it was very turbulent times for me. But once I stabled out there, I didn't really get as much visitation from her. It leveled off, and now I just hear from her like once whenever there's some major things going on.
But Maura, I would ask you, and also for our lady that called, Sherry, thank you, and Gayanne, I know that sometimes I wake up thinking of my mother who passed in 2016 unexpectedly, and I wonder if it's us in our subconscious wanting to ask them or connect with them, so we feel them.
Well, here's the thing.
Our yearning.
And that's why, and here's the debate. The debate is for the spiritual versus the practical. And that's why people have a hard time, that when they're so linear that they say, is it us? Is it us? Is it us? Or do you suspend the disbelief and believe?
Oh no,
no, I'm not saying
I believe
you.
I connect with her. I do believe she talks
exactly.
to me, but it's me calling out for her from my soul and spirit and my psyche.
Exactly. And the thing is, just people think that because someone's on the other side, that it is a one-way conversation. And it isn't. It is a dialogue. I believe.
Definitely.
I believe in a way. I mean, truly, if you call or summon, I mean, I watch a lot of scary movies, so I like the word summon. But when you summon, if there's something in your subconscious or something, and you summon that, you're really it's like picking up the telephone. Dad, I miss you.
Exactly.
Dad, I want you. Dad, whatever. Grandma. And then it's besides the fact that it is a form of solace for ourselves to know that we can reach out, and it is there. And for the non-believers, what can I tell you? But I am a believer. I'm a spiritual person. I do not see dead people. I have never seen dead people. My roommate, she sees them all the time. She is infamous for going, oh, there's your grandmother.
That's exactly what I want to do. But I think I can't release my fear of every time I feel something or something happens, I always wonder, is this really something for me, or is this something that's more on the darker side trying to trick me to believe it?
It's easy to get afraid of even when Lindsay was visiting me, all those like continuously coming to me in the way where I felt like a hot rush run through me and I felt her presence. I was still freaked. I enjoyed it, but I still many times was freaked about it and would try to and then same with my cat. When my cat passed over, and then maybe 3 or 4 months later, I felt my cat walking across the bed.
But see,
that was scary. It was scary, but I knew it was nothing ominous.
But you don't have to think it's ominous. If you don't open yourself up to ominous, if you are always in a white light and you are in that space, there's no reason for the dark to come in. The dark only comes in when you open yourself up to that,
or you interpret it
that way. So, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I think for me, a lot of it is not that I'm not open to it, because I don't want to feel the pain and the loss. It's kind of like, so my roommate, I have a built-in person in there. She goes, oh, your father's here. I'll tell him I said hi. Hi, Dad.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I really saw is when my cat died in August. And I was very close to my cat. It was, I mean, and I've never seen this. It was dark. I was home. My mother was sleeping because my mother lives with me. My roommate was out, and I had put her. She had passed in my car, which is the way she wanted it. And I walked past to feed the other cat, and then I turned around, and I could swear to God, I saw not her, but like a shadow of where she used to stand. Okay. But I felt her. And I knew it was her. And I thought, oh, God, you're crazy. And I literally went back to look to make sure there wasn't a shadow from the no. But I think we all have to be open. Well, we don't. I'm telling anybody how to do anything. You just have to be open to it. And I think if you can be comfortable, Sheree, with being open, if you're open to it, and calling out who you want, maybe they choose to come in your dreams because they know you're not prepared.
Yes.
To handle them on the plane. So I think it's great that you're doing what you're doing, and thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Sherry, what county do you live in? LA County or Orange County?
I live in Salt Lake City, or a suburb of.
Okay, but say because there's a place that you could go to. When I am in your shoes, what I do is that's when I know I need to just sit and be with myself and be in silence and just feel, because they're trying to tell me something, and I'm ADHD, so my world's like this. So when I just sit in silence and I just feel, and I just say, okay, I'm open. I sage myself and say I'm open for whatever message, and just really feel secure and confident that nothing bad is ever going to enter, because you're not going to allow anything bad entering. Just sit and in silence and just see what kind of messages that you get. You might not visually see something. I
did do that once.
Right.
And what I got was embrace life and keep listening.
Well, there you go.
Not something I would have said, because as soon as I heard that, I was like, what do you want me to do? Hug a tree? You know?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing bad with tree huggers. But either way, you know, Sherry, as long as you keep,
I am one.
Well, so am I. So keep your heart and your mind open, and I'm sure you'll get the messages at the right time when they want you to do it. And don't be fearful in sending it back, and be open to it. So thank you for calling.
And be proud of yourself.
And be proud of yourself,
Yes.
and congratulations on that hurdle. That's wonderful. Thanks for calling in, Sherry.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that is a complete departure from what we're used to. I swear, if this is how it's going, if this is how it's going to, you know what? Hey, people, if this is how it's going to be, I'm going to bring my tarot cards and we're going to start. I say, when Cheryl's not
I
here,
have mine.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I could tell one story about how I connect with my parents.
But I just want to say one thing. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Suzanne Graham, who is the lead singer of Cause for Concern, is watching. So I love you, Suzanne. Thanks for supporting us. We'll get back to you, Leanne, but I want to hear Cara's story.
Well, only that, I
Absolutely.
mean, I've had dreams of my parents, mostly of my dad and my mum too. And one day I walked in and she said, I want a cup of tea. And she was sitting right in the chair. That was most bizarre. But mostly I connect through jokes. Like they just josh with me. They mess with me.
I love that.
And one night I was cutting some pieces from my mosaics and two fell on the ground. I found one. I couldn't find the other. I said, I bet they're in my pocket. No, they weren't. And I said to myself, wouldn't it be funny if tomorrow it was in my pocket? And it was.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like that's my mum and dad just playing jokes with me. You know the picture I found with penises all over it? Yeah.
That is so out of context.
Mara would hate that.
I
But I
would.
did find a painting covered in penises in the trash.
Was that a sign from a joke? Sorry.
No question my father put it
Your
there.
father?
No question.
Well, back to what we were talking about, Leanne. I'm excited to meet you. Yes, in Orange County and LA County, I am known as Tristan. And you're doing the retreat in Big Bear with so many women, so little time with Jody. Jody and I both run meetups in Orange County. Mine is the Real Lesbians of Orange County, and Jody and we collaborate a lot. So I might be at the retreat with you.
Oh, that'd be
And
great.
I'm really excited that you're going to be, running the dance portion of that.
Yes, I'm excited. I mean, she came to the event, and when we did a Zoom, and instantly I felt this chemistry of just, she's a wonderful woman. So she showed up at the event, and she was kind of giggling because she's like, well, it's kind of nice to see somebody else running around, and I'm just standing here. And I said, well, I put your work. But I mean, she's just been, she just encourages you to do more. And I appreciate that about her. And, I wanted to also, we have some other icon women that have guided us. A fan of Mariah Hansen and Club Skirts. I mean, I think.
Love Mariah.
I think the stuff she's done, and she's always been kind of a mentor and a guide. And she actually called last weekend when we were putting some stuff together and took a minute every day, which, as you know, with COVID, she's chasing her tail, getting everything back on track. And again, some other, there's actually, Fernando Noriega was probably the one male that we collaborated back in the day, Bruce Cruises and stuff. He's the one that planted the seed. He's the one, besides Gaye, I'm saying you need to get to LA. He's the one that said, this is the time. This is the time for you to bring some fun stuff back. And I was so thankful to have the people that did show up and support us on our first venture. They were just so thankful. They're like, wow, we needed this, and we feel safe. And I think that's what's going to continue to drive me to do better and do some good stuff.
Well, cool. So now I want you to say, are you ready to announce the surprise?
Okay, so the surprise is we're still logistically putting things together for LA, contracts and the logistics. So you guys are going to get to know, you're not going to get to know tonight because we didn't sign anything. And then, like I said, I got that surprise call from Orange County, from one of the owners, and it was through another friend of mine, which kind of connected the dots for him to call me. So we're entertaining that. But what I'm going to do is call into your show, the next one, or I'm going to email you when we sign and seal everything.
But is it going to be a weekly event or a bi-monthly event?
Once a month for flaunt, the second Saturday of every month. We're still looking at a July 10th Saturday to launch it. We already have the name of our rescue, Kelly Reed from Paws in the Sand. She does some great things. She trains the dogs for our veterans that come back with PTSD.
Oh, I like that.
I like that too.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
very good. Very good idea.
So it'll always be Trevor Project. Anything we can do to help, push the money towards the causes that need it and have a good time. That's what we're about. That's kind of our mantra.
Well, I'm neither a dog or a lesbian. Can I still come?
Of course, it's for everybody. I mean, my mom used to collect the money for the booze cruise and take it in a box and.
So tell me about this booze cruise, because I just like the name. So what is it besides booze on a boat?
So what we did, it's actually fun. We used to use the big, it looks like the big paddle boats that they have in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
There was one in Long Beach. I don't know if everybody's familiar down at Pine. At
Like the
very
horn
bottom
blower?
Things is Gladstones. That we did it for 7 years. And what we would do is the after party would go to different venues for, let's get these people a little bit more sober. We'd have games, we'd have, I don't know if I can say that on there. Anyway, we'd have Bess Johnson for the men. We'd have, obviously, who had the nicest rack. Sorry to be crass. We'd have giveaways, and we would have.
Did you say like a wet T-shirt contest?
We did a little bit of a wet T-shirt contest.
I've won a few in my lifetime.
Well, your rack is nice.
Well, I appreciate
You're very
that.
welcome.
Don't doubt it, sweetheart.
So you're not being crap. Look, this is one of the best assets I have. So
Right, I agree, 100%. Yeah, good deal. But it's fun for everybody, and it's like I said, it's so rewarding because we'd have one level of house music, other hip hop. I've had people like Kimberly S. I mean, it was like back in the day, everybody wanted to be a part of it, and it was funny because people don't understand that there's an occupant load on a boat, and so I would have my dear friends that would forget. Oh, I didn't know I did. I'm like, I can't let you come on. We'll sold out. So it just created a buzz before the next year. I did it 7 years in a row.
wow.
I see a tail wagging.
What's that?
I see a tail wagging. It's not yours.
Well, how do you know? I mean, how do you know it's their tail?
So
That's Chup Chups. He's a rescue.
Aw.
Oh, look at the puppy.
Yes, he's a good boy.
I have two rescue felines. I have 2 cats. So I'm all into that. Yeah, we're cat people. Well, yeah, my husband and I.
I love cats too. I just, we segue things down.
So that reminds me of my friend who has this cat named Brittany, which
It's a segue to Britney Spears.
which really does remind me of hashtag Free Britney going on right now.
Speaking of racks,
Yeah, because I am shocked and disturbed. I'm being serious by what has been in the news lately.
Well,
and
why don't you
yesterday and
tell
today.
us?
Yes, is it about her parents?
Yes, and it's about
Okay.
what they're calling her conservative ship over her.
Oh, right.
Because so
Wait, isn't she old?
she's 39.
And parents can do conservative.
it's been for 13 years because she was on lithium and something else.
Oh, nice.
No,
And she couldn't take care of herself.
here's the deal. She had a breakdown back. Remember when
Right.
she shaved her head and
Yeah.
beat up that she looked like a lesbian,
Yeah.
and then she beat up the car with the umbrella and all that.
Yeah.
Well, she was having, a long time ago. I watched a documentary back around that time that was talking about how she was basically felt like she lived in a box because of her fame, and it was just impossible for her to have a normal life. So yeah, she had that spaz out mental breakdown. But then what happened was her father, Jamie, decided that they were going to take over her, her. Sometimes conservatorships happen when somebody is mentally, like they say, it's mostly for the elderly.
Right.
When they're incompetent of making financial decisions about their estate, whatever it might be. So she, I guess, gave them permission. Somehow it worked out where he was controlling her life, her business, or her finances and her career. But nobody knew how severe Jamie Spears, her dad, was controlling everything. And it's gotten to the point, it's so sick. It's been like, I'm serious. Like, I heard Meghan McCain talking about it today on The View, and it really is like a human trafficking case. Like, they have put her in, like, she's a slave. She can't do anything. She can't remove her IUD, which is inside of her. If she wants to have a family, they won't let her. She can't drive
to make that decision. They say.
They say she's incompetent at 39.
They're giving her lithium injections when she doesn't need.
Well,
lithium is terrible.
Can't she? Like, she can get an attorney, right?
Well, she didn't know. She claims that she could have petitioned or whatever it was to get this stopped, but she says she doesn't know. And I guess there's that documentary by Liz Day that came out, the Freeing Britney Spears, but I didn't watch it because I had a feeling it was going to be really sick. And
well, here's the thing with the attorney is Britney, it's her money. And she's still doing shows.
Right.
Her father takes a cut of that and controls hers. She pays not only her own attorney, but she pays her father's attorney.
Oh,
when you
my
think
God, with
about
her money.
Yeah.
Right.
But listen to the things that they control. Okay, they won't let her. From her kitchen cabinet colors to whether or not she wants to have a baby to letting her boyfriend drive and pick her up. She has no access to her money. She has no access to anything. She has to do whatever they say. She was performing once with 102-degree fever because, they insist that she performs. And it's like, I just can't believe how the lack of empathy and how they treat her like she's a cow, like a possession.
I'll tell you why. Because there are people that are selfish and greedy and pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm. And her dad is one of them.
Exactly. And her mother's, you know what? And her mother's not any better because she's there.
Yeah.
So,
and her ex-husband has 70% custody and she has 30, Kevin Federline, and she cannot get more than 30%. If she misbehaves, she loses that 30%.
Here's the thing, look, I've worked in this business a really long time, and this is not the first person that this has happened to, at least in the 30-something years that I've been doing this.
Well, child stars mostly, right?
Right, but they did it when she was younger. So they just never, changed it, right?
I mean, she was in her mid-20s, but the point is she's competent in making her own life decisions.
Well, but that's the thing. If she's not going to her own attorney, because there is a way to dissolve the conservatorship, she just has to prove certain things.
Well, they are. They're in court. They're in the Supreme Court now with it.
There we go.
Wow.
So one would hope that that would work itself out.
One thing I do like is this time she allowed the press to be in, cameras on, audio rolling, but she's also petitioned the judge to close the rest.
Yep.
She wanted to make her statement, and the rest she wants closed. So she's not looking for publicity to do this. And what surprises me, but then again not, she really didn't realize, Mara, that she could have petitioned 13 years ago, 12 years ago, 5 years ago.
I don't know how she didn't.
Because I'll tell
that.
you why. Wow. Because you surround they surround the person with the certain type of people, and everybody's making something off of this woman. So keep her in the blind, and therefore, if she's not out talking to other people and realizing that she has an out and she's insulated in this. I mean, also look, she's talented. I think she's a talented girl. I always thought Britney was talented. Okay. She's also has some issues, and she also is insecure. There's a lot of stuff she is, and that breeds probably from her upbringing, because the guy would probably be an asshole even before she was famous. So God knows what her upbringing, what psychological damage was done and bullying as she was growing up. It's what it's some sort of syndrome. I don't remember the name of it. Stockholm syndrome, right?
Stockholm, where you start to adapt to your capture and
correct.
Sympathy
I mean, who knows? And maybe that's why she doesn't want things aired in the public. Who knows really?
Well, no more though. No more of that now. I mean, she is coming forward because she's had enough, and I can't believe that anyone, especially your father, could treat you that way.
Oh my God! Well, no. Let's look. The parents and empathy and loving and caring to some people is overrated, because there are horrible fucking parents out there.
There sure
I mean, you talk about that pedophiles. Like, what fucking father sleeps with his daughter while the mother knows it and does nothing?
Looks away.
So, Britney Spears, whatever. But you know what? But she's out there. How many fucking people that we don't know who the hell they are that are suffering probably even worse things because at least Britney Spears has money.
Money makes people funny. Money makes people funny.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And this happens to a lot of elderly people. Their adult kids are like, we'll get away with it. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Their adult kids have all the money.
Yeah,
and they're controlling their adult parents.
So that's just not good. That was very
but
disturbing.
speaking of documentaries.
Yes.
Speaking of documentaries.
Oh, good. What you got?
I love Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah, I heard her.
Always
on The View,
loved her. Always wanted to marry her. I've
what
met
would
her.
Sharon Stone think?
You know what? I could have both. Why not? Why not have both?
There you go. Now you're coming on to my way of thinking. It took a long time, Gaye.
That's okay.
Why choose?
But I mean, and I've met her and worked with her and actually, hung out with her for a while. But her documentary that just came out, I think, yesterday, and I watched it yesterday, was so powerful. Because it's about Mary J. Blige. She grew up in the projects in Yonkers and stuff. But it wasn't about her. It was about every person's story that grew up in the projects. And we don't know. Look, we're white people, okay? I mean, we're kind of that privileged white people, okay? We don't know really what that side does, or what happens, or what with trials and tribulations. But we're talking about women empowering women. I walked away from that documentary so uplifted because she really overcame a lot of tribulations, and most of her base were women and still are. And if you listen, because I have all her albums, obviously, and you listen to the songs, you sing the songs, but in this documentary, she literally told you what pain those songs were coming out of. And the pain, to be honest, was colorless. It is what every woman goes through, that some in different degrees, obviously. But we all go through the lack of self-esteem, the not good enough. And her songs really were anthems of empowerment. And I can't wait to listen to the music again. Like, I really listen to it with now having that visual. Thank you very much. But I have to say, watch it.
And speaking of the fact that we're all white, I just I'm finding that cancel culture is getting so crazy right now, and I don't know if it's valid, or some of it is and some of it isn't, but like I just was seeing that now. I was reading something about if you give birth via cesarean, that you're not a real mom. You didn't really give birth. Like I just feel like
it's gone insane.
Well,
it really has gone insane. Like
I just spoke to a girl today. No, I was just today. A girl was asking me. A girl, she's 35. A woman. I'm 56, so to me, she's a baby. But she just finally had her first child. She had to have a C-section. Had to have one, or she had so much scar tissue in there because she had a lot of other conditions, and she could not get pregnant. When they opened her up, she was inundated with scar tissue. She had inflammation all her life. She didn't think she could get pregnant. So to hear something like that, like you're not a real
ludicrous.
mother. No, her baby was born.
Isn't that just
like,
people need to stop?
I just want to know people like that, why they even have the forum to speak, and I really do.
And then you can't call a mom now a mom. It's a birthing person.
Oh my goodness, I know.
Huh? Yeah,
I'm going to be called what I want to be called. That's
my
culture.
I feel like at some point you have to just
wait.
not engage.
You can't. Like, if someone has a baby, you can't. They're not a mom.
Well, I mean, they're just people out there objecting that we shouldn't assign mom to.
Sort of like, are you binary? Are you
right?
A person who gave birth.
I'm a mom.
A birthing person.
Sorry.
Until a man can naturally pop a kid out of his butt, it's a mom.
Well, now they can make babies out of the womb.
They can't.
They're doing it in this
What?
Yes, in Israel they've done it. They're doing it.
Yeah.
They're probably doing it for years. Who
By the
knows?
way, it's
I
still-
heard.
Oh, go ahead.
I heard that there was. I'm pretty sure of this.
Okay.
Okay. That 2 female eggs made a baby.
You just have to have the other chromosomes, so that's impossible.
What?
I heard that it's kept under wraps. Okay.
Ooh, how interesting!
Because if people
That
really
sounds
knew,
like
if we
lesbian
knew,
gossip.
Yeah, I know, right?
That used to be in the
Just
Inquirer.
because I
Remember
saw
that?
it, just because I saw it on the L word. No, just kidding. No, I'm serious. Like I heard that this was a cover up. That 2 female eggs could make one, and then like if this ever got out,
You
You
can't,
know?
because you need
Wow.
both chromosomes. You need the DNA.
Well, so they tell us. Who
yes,
knows?
exactly. That's what it is.
I
So
don't
I
they
think
tell us.
anything anymore. Anything.
I do want to share something though, Gaye. And when you said we're all white here, that pinged me. I just still don't consider myself white.
But
Look,
white
I'm
shouldn't be a
I'm
bad-
Italian,
Yeah.
and on the East Coast, Italians don't consider themselves
Exactly.
white.
I'm Latina. I'm Spanish. And when people say, well, you're white, it's like, I guess I'm Caucasian. And oh, there's another thing. When I take surveys or fill something out and they ask you your ethnicity, they have Caucasian and then they have Hispanic and Latina.
Well,
or
no, they
Latinx.
have, but some of them. But wait, some of them have white,
Uh-huh.
comma, non-Hispanic.
A very
Other.
few. I always put other and I put Caucasian race, Hispanic ethnicity.
But why is white now? White is a slur now to say you're white. Like
Well, I didn't.
no,
say
I know
that.
that's not what I'm saying. You're saying.
I'm just
that
saying. You know,
we're getting a
I'm-
bad rap.
I think it's how you identify. And be-
you know, I don't want to. I'm
sorry.
sitting here going. I know what I should say.
Yeah.
I
But
know,
there's
I
a
know.
slippery
I know,
slope
I know.
right
I was just
now.
sharing what I felt because I'm Latina and I
I
have
know. I
a
should
lot of
shut
I
up.
have a lot of Latino cousins and brethren that are black. There are Latino blacks. Go to Cuba, and there are a lot of Latinos who are South American. Look at my grandmother,
hold
and then
on,
there are the
but
white.
But I will tell you something. Not. I mean, I'm going to interrupt. Not that I'm not. I am. But you know, I mean, my friend. I mean, I have a lot of Cuban friends, and they're white Cubans and they're
Exactly.
black Cubans. But if you don't think there's discrimination
there
within
is.
their own,
Mm.
there is.
There is.
I think that there was something on The View. I keep watching The
watch
View.
The View.
There was something.
You have a lot of fucking time on your
no,
hands.
no, no. There was something. There was
Takes a
something
long
about the
time.
guy who just came out with. Oh, it was called The Heights or something.
Yeah,
that
The Heights.
musical, where the
In the
director
Heights.
In the Heights.
the director's getting some flack because apparently all the Cubans, I think that was the
No, Dominicans.
Dominicans he cast were light Dominicans. He didn't
Correct.
put any dark ones in, and he was getting a lot of
Manuel?
heat for that.
Nonsense.
Yeah,
What's
Manuel.
his name?
Mhm.
Manuel.
Something.
Well,
Lin Manuel Miranda.
Thank
correct.
you.
But may I add that I don't disagree, because I did see it.
Mm.
And Dominicans, most Dominicans,
Mhm.
it's about another like Cubans. It's 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let's start with, are there any darker skinned Dominicans that, you know, can sing and dance and that are actors? I
That's
don't
kind of
know.
what he said. He said, "Listen, I chose the best of the best."
Look, I find it even more insulting, and this is white people.
Mhm.
White people. How many white female actresses that are American that we have in the United States?
Oh,
Anybody?
I don't know.
Millions, right?
Zillions.
Explain to me why we hire Australians that have to work on their American accent to play Americans.
Well, I think again.
Yeah,
I think
Nicole
again.
Kidman. Much.
Wait a sec.
but it's like why
I
are we
think
doing
it's
that?
because when it comes to casting, it's open to everybody for the role, and they choose the best one if she happens to be Australian, and because she was the best one.
Exactly. So to me, that argument that they're saying,
Yes,
that, you know,
they say that about trans too. Like, why hire
whatever. Why,
Yeah.
you know, why not hire a trans? Why hire like a straight person or
to
a
play
gay
a
to
trans?
play a trans?
Yeah, that's wrong to them.
You know what? It is going to be, look, honest to God, for that, I got to say, that one, I'm for it. I think we've got enough trans actors that are accomplished. I mean, Laverne, I've worked with for many
Sure.
years.
Ah.
I'm not saying she's right for every role, but, you know, there are enough trans actors,
there should be more
actresses
roles for
that
them,
are
yeah.
around that they should be able to play, because there is a handful.
Mhm.
There's not tons. There's a handful. And
A handful of parts or a handful of
both. There's a handful
Okay.
of parts that would
Mhm.
equal a handful of actors. There we go. I mean,
But where does the line? I mean, I love trans people and I'm all about it. But where does the line go for, like, if you're going to apply that? God, I'm going to get so much hate for
Yeah, me
this.
No, you're not. You
But here's the
shouldn't.
deal. Like, how dare they hire a able-bodied person to play someone who's paraplegic?
exactly.
Like in Glee, that kid in the wheelchair.
Right, was not-
There's so many handicapped. I'm going to say the word handicap because I have actor friends, and I'm sure you know many, who are disabled or handicapped, and they're not cast for a role next to somebody who.
But
and they can sing and act.
I don't think that that's wrong, because I feel that that as a director, as a creative, that you give the part to who fits the part.
But do they
And
open the casting
Thank
to
you.
that?
That's what I was just
I don't
gonna
know
say.
if they did.
I mean,
They
things have
should.
changed, but
They
Daniel
should.
Day-Lewis was in My Left Foot, and he did a brilliant job.
Yeah.
And he's an actor. And actors want to act. That's what they do. And they've got different managers, and there's different reasons they may get chosen for something. Okay, they may not be black, but they could sound. They're just so good at what they do. Maybe they let them have the role. It doesn't seem right. I agree with what you're saying, that there may be some people in a wheelchair that could act in the same way, but I don't think they're being discriminated.
They
Yeah.
should be forced to cast
No.
a person just because of that, but they should open the casting.
Of course,
to that.
Yes.
and we don't know that it wasn't already open to that, and that someone beat him that was able-bodied.
By the way, how old is Meryl Streep? She just had a birthday.
100.
I'm gonna guess. I don't know.
100?
It was 70 something.
57?
She's older than
72?
me.
Either 72 or 79.
Really?
72 or 79.
Oh my God! I saw a movie
She's
the other
so
night.
Fabulous.
Hold on, saw a movie the other night. On I don't remember where. It's called Queen Bee or Queen
Oh,
Bees.
yeah, I saw
who's that with?
Oh my God!
Queen Latifah
No,
and the
no,
little
no,
redheaded
no,
girl?
No. Ellen Burstyn,
Okay.
Anne Margaret.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow! I mean,
Ellen
and-
Birkin or Burstyn?
Burstyn.
Okay.
And they're in their 80s.
Oh.
And
Oh, you mean now, Anne Margaret? It's not an
now,
old movie.
now, Anne Margaret, and I'm thinking, oh my God, she must look like the Crypt Keeper now. I mean, I mean, she's got to be 150. Well, first of all, I was surprised to see that she's only 80. So I thought, because she must have started when she was really young, because she's been around for years. But I mean, like when I went to our house, God, I had to. It was 20 years
Name
ago.
drop.
No, I always name drop, but this is my life. I mean, 20 years ago, I went to her house, and I'll never forget. I mean, she still looked like the Anne Margaret from the Elvis Presley, like Viva Las Vegas.
No, she's so
days.
gorgeous.
But whoever her person is, and
Yeah.
same thing with Ellen Burstyn, fabulous.
Yeah, if I had the
Fabulous,
money,
sweetie.
yeah, if we all had that kind of money, we could be getting our person to do us, you know.
Just to do us. No.
To do, yeah, that too.
That's extra.
Jane Fonda. Okay, great. Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda.
Yeah, Jane
Oh,
Fonda
Jane
looks
Fonda.
amazing.
Oh my God, she's
I think she's
amazing.
older than everybody. And
No,
she
Betty
looks
White's
fabulous.
the oldest.
Well,
But-
Betty White's, poor Betty
But
I
White.
blame
like a
you
Grammy,
for
though.
all my binges because every time Gay Ann drops on Facebook, oh, watch this, I end up watching another series. So I've got now I'm watching Hacks, and I just got through with Mayor of Easttown, and Jean Smart deserves an Emmy and
Oh,
something
I
else.
love
Smart's
Jean
so
Smart.
amazing.
Damn, she is
I'm
so
gonna-
talented,
And I'm going to name drop again. I worked on Designing Women,
Oh,
and that was
I'm
one
so
of my first
jealous.
shows.
I
One of my first
love
shows.
that
Potts
show.
Annie
too. I love
Potts.
All of
her.
them.
Yep, Delta. And
Delta.
so I did the last couple of years, and then
Dixie
Campbell's.
Carter.
Yep, Dixie, who was one of my favorites. But they were all amazing, and so Jean kind of. I mean, I know Jean's been working off and on. You know, I mean, she's as an actor, they always work, but as they get a certain age, they don't work as much. So
She
I
is.
was just so excited. I watched the Mayor thing, Mayor of Easton, or whatever it's
What,
called.
would you guys tell me a
I
little
love
bit about that? Because I don't know what that's about even.
Oh my
It's
God.
dark.
Oh.
It's very
And-
dark.
and
Darker than
surprising.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Dark in a different way.
What's the mayor thing about?
That's her name,
That's her
Mary
name,
Ann.
yeah,
By-
Mayor.
played
She's like
by-
a cop.
Played by Kate Winslet.
But
She does amazing.
and
job.
Kate Winslet is like, that's what I say. You know,
Was it like a mystery?
it's a kind of like who killed
It has
somebody.
Ooh.
twists and turns, and it's
Yeah.
Where is
Weren't
that
you
on?
surprised at the
HBO
end?
Max.
See, I don't have HBO Max.
Okay, you know what I'm
Is
gonna
she-
say? All of you have way too much time on your
I
hands.
know.
Holy cow!
No. See,
I don't even have
No.
time to watch TV. I'm so
gonna-
busy.
No.
Hey, we're here.
Hold on. I'm just gonna say to Tristan, you're not as busy as I am, and really no one in this world is busier than I am. And you know what? I look at TV for an escape. You know,
Oh.
I'm sitting here. I take care of my mom. And you want to know? I take care of my mom. I've got a high-powered job.
Very expensive cats.
A very expensive cats. So, you know, I eke out a little bit of for like my life to take care of me. So no, I'm up at 6 and I don't go to bed till 2 a.m. I'm that busy.
Oh.
God, you only
Whoa.
get what is that? How many hours?
That's
of
not
sleep?
enough
4
sleep.
hours
You need
of
more
sleep.
sleep.
So
Your brain needs more sleep.
so like so then yes, and I watch things, and what I have to say about what's her name,
Kate
Kate
Winslet.
Winslet.
Kate.
You have to say like these actresses because I find her to be extremely beautiful.
Does she play an
Me
American or an
too.
English person?
American
American,
okay,
yeah.
so we're back
and a
to
cop.
that.
Yeah. and a cop. But I have to say, you know, you really know when an actress has a good that they love themselves and they have a good sense of who they are, that they don't mind looking like shit in front of the
Oh
camera.
yeah, she wouldn't let them
Yeah.
edit her little chubby part on her belly out. She's like, keep that in.
Yeah.
It was a love scene. It was a sex
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
You
So-
saw it.
So I mean, I have to say she's pretty amazing. But and then Hacks, actually someone said watch it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking it's not going to be funny. Well, it's pretty damn funny.
Oh.
And Jean Smart, if Jean Smart would have been an Emmy for both shows,
She'll get one.
One in drama and one in comedy.
I bet you she'll get it. This
She
will be
should.
her year,
She should.
definitely. So, speaking of, how do you guys feel about everything opening up? I mean, I was able to go out and wear full on frontal makeup on my face.
Oh, COVID's old news.
Ooh, you mean nobody saw you from the
okay.
side?
Are we bored with that? No.
I'm like,
No,
we've been
the
open
lipstick
forever.
too. Okay, fine. We're on to something else then.
Well, I want to talk about creativity because we
Let's
all.
do that. Hell yes.
love
Let's do it. I think that's a great idea.
I think we should talk about creativity.
But what if you're not creative? What if you're like me, who just is more into the mechanics? It's like
That's
Everybody-
still
depend on the
challenging.
creative.
I disagree. Everyone is creative. I don't care. Some of us, I do it through my job. Mara does it through her art. Tristan does it to her job. Cara does it through her mosaics and her voiceovers. I mean,
I'm resourceful.
well, you do that exercise stuff, and that's
Well, I'm a fitness
creative.
coach.
Don't you
Right.
make that shit up? Like tell people what to do?
No. But I'll give you an analogy.
As
When
you can tell, I don't do
I
exercise.
took dancing. I took 9 years of ballet and modern dance and all that. To save my life, I could not choreograph. I could follow. I could pick up
That's
steps.
great.
I could be choreographed. But when I got into choreography class, I called in sick on my last exam. Create something? I don't know what to do.
Well, like I'm very super creative in lots of areas, but I can't write music. I can't dance
That's what I
worth
mean.
shit. So we're all like specialized in a.
I mean,
you know,
I
certain
think
thing.
you dance lovely.
Oh God, no.
Like, is there a difference between being talented, you can read that script and act, and writing that script? Like,
Yes, of course.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a difference.
There's a
Huge.
different talent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's all
Yes.
different. That's what I'm saying. Everyone is creative. Everyone's talented in their own thing.
Even financial people, like if they have
That's
to
true.
make
Like,
a spreadsheet.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
She's
That's
creative.
super challenging to me.
I mean,
I'm creative.
I
yeah.
can't. I mean, I can't.
I'm
I mean,
tell-
everybody's accountant is
I'm
very creative.
yeah.
Yes.
You have to have a
I'm
good
talented.
creative
in
accountant.
I'm talented in the execution, not in the original idea. What about you guys?
So I could act, sing, dance, but I can't write. I mean, that's for sure.
But she asked a specific
Yeah,
generalized
are you
question.
talented in the
Listen.
execution of things, whatever it is, or in the originating it?
It depends what it is. So if it's going to be with my music, I originate and execute.
I don't know how you originate music. Where does that come from?
It,
know?
I,
It's a
I
gift.
hear it. I just hear
Yeah,
it.
they
I
hear
I
it.
could literally wake up and hear a song and write it out and
Me too. In
and
the
play
night.
it.
Yeah, I don't
My
have
memo
that.
thing on. I just how much.
No, that's your parents.
It's usually
talking.
awful, but I do that.
But see, like
Yeah.
with music, I mean, I love music. I don't create music.
Me neither.
I could tell
couldn't.
you, I'm really good. I mean, when I managed, I have an ear for music, so I can say
Mm-hmm.
what songs I like or who's going to be a good singer. But I can't. But just because I don't write it
Mhm.
and I don't perform it doesn't mean that I don't have the talent to recognize it.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's-
and on that note, I can edit fantastically to the beat. of music. I know how to visually, put the shots with the music at the right beat at the right time, but that doesn't mean that I can make music. I have no idea how people can. That's boggles my mind.
But I used to be a DJ for 12
There
years.
you go, another way.
It's not my music, but I knew how to. I knew how to marry the songs together, so it was a flow. So that's what I'm saying. Being creative doesn't really necessarily have, a box that you have to fit in. There's no box. That's what I'm saying. Everyone, at some degree, is creative.
Yeah, I collect jugs, which sounds really ridiculous because you call them pitchers. You call them pitchers, right? Milk jugs.
Yes.
Okay. I just love them. I love old ones. I mean, I just love them. And then whenever I have a picture of milk, I choose a different one and I move them around. That's creative, but it's ridiculous. But I like to do things in the house. That's also creative. Let's take these pillows away and change them and put blue ones and then move that chair. And that's creative.
And you're creative in the way you dress, the way you express yourself with color.
But that's what I mean. I think you, Ronnie, have a block. And I think you're holding yourself back because I think you have a certain idea of what being creative is.
Yeah.
Well, you are creative.
I think like Steve Jobs is creative. He's a big, like you, I think, and I could be wrong, are a big picture creative. I'm a little picture creative. I take your ideas and it's like, oh, I can execute, and then I create a lot of little ideas. Know what I mean?
Well, that's creative
What about you guys? Yeah. It's like I really wish I could tap. Well, no, everybody's got their gift. That's true.
I'm more of
a comfort zone, by the way. I mean, I think when people are creative and whatever they execute, or there's a comfort zone, so sometimes you got to break out of that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
And you'll notice the creativity will grow. And
it's always scary to break out of your comfort zone creatively wise.
Exactly. And now I want to move to creative because we got 20 minutes left only, believe it or not. Your shoes. Tell us.
Yes.
Can we see pictures of your shoes?
I just looked at her feet.
How can he get one?
I don't know.
Should I?
Well, you could go to Facebook.
Is it on your?
It's on Facebook. I saw them, baby.
It's on my Facebook page. Mara Shane. Okay, so it's nothing new that other people haven't done before, but they take a shoe and they cut out pictures and they artfully put them on the shoe and use a see-through glue. The whole process is called decoupage, and I happen to have a really good knack and good eye for it, for design. So I've been making shoes, like not actually making the shoes, but taking shoes and decorating them up.
Thrift stores thrift stores love that.
Yes, and I just made a pair. Are you on my page? Do you see the little video of the shoes? It's all on my feed. It's all like there.
I'm not gonna be able to show the video, but
the pictures? Okay, cool. So randomly, I had done a pair of Wonder Woman comic shoes for a really good friend of mine named Carmen, and this time, because it's been a couple years, I went into a isolation time with COVID, and I was not inspired to create anything. This time around, I don't know why Cardi B came to me as an inspiration, but I decided to take a pair of heels and make Cardi B themed shoes. There they are, guys. They're right up there.
I think they're adorable.
That was seriously so fun. I just loved it. And what I did was I got images off the internet, and I went to Kinko's and I printed them out and cut every single thing out individually. And then I got Swarovski crystals and I decorated it with the Swarovski crystals.
Wow.
And now I'm onto a pair of 80s, kind of like Break Room 86, 80s shoes. And I just love it, but it's a different kind of creative than I'm usually doing, because usually I paint and I draw, or I write. So it's great. I love it. Oh yeah, that's the back of it. CB.
Ooh.
I love it.
And then so it was super fun. I'm so happy doing this.
They're
Thanks
beautiful.
for bringing that up.
Well, you're welcome, Mara.
Now, sales have been down. I was just reading about this about a month ago because I posted on the health of high heels, because I used to tell women take 3 pairs to work, but now people are working hybrid. Sales have been down, but obviously because people weren't wearing high heels, and now women are saying that their calves are hurting and their backs are hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're getting into heels again. Do you think high heels are coming back, or do you think that because a lot of the designers are now selling these really great designer tennis shoes and
or like
platforms.
my great designer
There you go.
Do you see those? Like
Hold
they're
on.
not it.
Because there's still something about putting on
Hey,
that
put the camera
sling
on
back.
me.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah,
Mara's
these are-
new shoes.
Those are hideous,
They're
sweetheart.
funky. They're funky. See, like they're so funky. Anyways, but they are comfortable. They're comfortable. The only reason I do heels is
Look,
because for
hold
some
on. If we're doing this, $8.99 CVS. Okay.
But are you,
mine are Dior.
are you
by
guys
the
going to
way.
wear the really high ones again? Or are you
No.
kind of comfy?
I never
You know,
liked
I
them.
can't wear those.
No.
No, I mean, I can do probably three and a half tops. And right before COVID hit, because we go out a lot. Or we used to go out a lot, and now we're going to go back out a lot again. But during COVID, because I was so depressed because we don't go out,
Mm-hmm.
I went and bought heels, skirts, dresses,
Mhm.
like fancy
Pick me
clothes.
ups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I say,
Wow.
Just to
I
look
did.
at them?
well, you know what? Because I was really depressed, and I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna this is like
It was your rebellion.
it was my rebellion. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what? And I mean, I remember what I did. I mean, like I went over to a friend's house for dinner. This was during COVID, and there was just a bubble. I dressed up as if I was going on a
New
red
Year's
carpet.
Eve.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red
I
carpet.
had heels. I had my dress on. I had full makeup, hair
I
done.
know. Good for you.
You know, and I walked in, and they're all in typical lesbian attire,
Yeah.
sweats,
yeah.
and I was like,
Cat hair.
cat hair, and I'm like, and they're like, oh my god, what? I said, I said, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I plan to do.
It's a dinner party.
This is a is this what I said? Is it? This is a dinner
Right.
party. It's well, we're just gonna whatever and blah blah blah. And then I always cook, so I was gonna cook. They're gonna cook like that. I said, of course I'm gonna cook like this. I am gonna cook. I had to dress up, and I did. And then one time we went out to dinner. I've been dressing up so period. Not now, because now I don't care. But I mean I do care, but I'm tired today.
What was that recently? That picture of you I commented on. You look fantastic. It
Oh,
was,
the
I think,
the
red
one with
dress.
the one with the red.
Yes.
When that?
Yeah, that's a great
When
picture.
the
That
hell?
was a great picture.
Wait a minute. Where did I go?
You should have came to my house and
Where?
cooked.
Where the hell did I go? It wasn't. I'm telling you, my brain
You
is
mentioned
for
where you were
shit.
going. You were going out.
I said, it was last Saturday.
It was your
Um,
first.
Yeah, I went to
Going out.
went out to dinner. Took a friend for his birthday out to
Mhm.
dinner, and two other friends joined us. And I mean, I didn't know if it was a fancy restaurant or not. It ultimately was a fancy restaurant, but in LA, you don't really care.
Yeah.
People don't care. It's for the California casual. And I'm like, screw this.
Yeah.
And they were all in their lesbian attire, and then I walked in like this, and I'm like, I said, well, I said, I said, I have a little bit of an ego. I said, I'm a little self-centered. I have that in me. All eyes on me.
And you shouldn't have to apologize.
No, I know, but it's,
I got really dressed up at the chapel event a week ago.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Oh, sorry. It was a last minute.
Just
and It was a
saying.
last minute, and I got an extra ticket. I had to pay for half of it. But anyway, I got dressed up, and everyone there was so casual. I just stood out, and I didn't like it.
Well, we have a party.
It's
Well, there's
California.
parties. Welcome to California.
Yeah, let's talk about what's going on
and
this
welcome
weekend.
about lesbians, and then we have the Kelly, otherwise known as Max Mecca. We'll have the first lesbian LA party here at the Kimpton on Saturday tomorrow from 2 to 6. Tickets are still available on Eventbrite or Facebook. Then on Sunday, it's back-to-back Kimpton events.
Mhm.
It's another
Chad
Hudson. I don't know what it is.
It's called the
Create-
14th
annual
annual
Pride
Party.
something.
Again, on top of the Kimpton Hotel. I'm going to that one with Roxanne.
Yeah.
There could be a possibility I'm joining that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's from
Yay.
1
Good.
o'clock to 6 or 1 to 7.
Yeah, it's way too long. But I mean, I
It's
just
$40.
Come out.
That's Kimpton in LA?
Yeah, the Kimpton
Oh.
LA. So
in Beverly.
and-
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, the Abbey's going strong, and there are things. I mean, oh, by the way, I think Rage is completely closed, but I heard Mickey's is coming back. So I mean, there are things happening in the world.
There's going to be a
people.
Dyke March too.
Yes, I think Marnie
Oh,
Hanson. What's her name?
and
I don't
Dinah
know.
Shore's coming up. So
Dinah
we
Shore.
need to plan.
When is it?
It's in September.
They're
Yeah.
really
So-
going to go for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to buy our tickets and
That's
get
awesome.
the. I
So
think
either way,
everybody-
I mean, anyway, between the sheets, we're everywhere. If it's not me, it's these two, or if it's this one or this one, or it's a tribe. We'll bring Cara out because she can come to
Yeah,
lesbian.
there you
Ronnie
go.
can come to lesbian events. But the point is, it's the world is getting slowly back to normal. So
a different normal.
a
But
different normal, but you know it'll be back. It'll really be back.
Yeah.
So Leanne, where can people find you? Tell us about all your websites and your
Yes,
Facebook
yes.
pages and.
We're obviously we're on Facebook, but we are going to be doing a soft launch. Again, thanks to Christine Menard, she's been very helpful. It's going to be flauntgirl.com, and it's going to be more of an interactive kind of site. So it's not only going to talk about events, it's going to allow input, some ideas maybe that I haven't thought of. You know, I want to do some golf events or, you know, just we kind of want to do a little bit of everything, but my ears are open, just like at my other event. I had a lot of people come up and make suggestions, and I'm listening. So again, that'll be Tuesday the 29th that we'll do that soft launch, and we'll of course be trying to get our mailing list all put together. So I'd be very grateful if everybody could kind of do that, then we can send you stuff, and you don't have to completely find it. But it's going to be flauntgirl.com. And then everything will be linked up with our Instagram and our TikToks coming out from our first event, which is exciting. And so that's it. I really appreciate you ladies having me. And I didn't get a chance. I have Volcrum. I got these.
So when's the next cruise?
Okay, Booze Cruise next year to be announced. I wanted things to be really safe before I have 350 people on a boat.
Okay.
So, you know, I just felt like, because people drink a little bit on the booze cruises. So they're, you know, I want to make sure we're in the safe zone, period.
Well, thank you for reaching out to me. I thank you for being on the show. I look forward to partnership. Thank you for reaching out to Between the Sheets. We look forward to partnership with you on your projects. I don't know why I can't get that shit out right now. Partnership. So thank you for reaching out. And it's always fun. I mean, I love always. You know, I support a lot of things for the show. You know, we support a lot of things, but I mean, I truly believe that what you're doing, besides that it's fun, that it gives back, and it's women. So, you know, that's one thing that's in line with what the show and what our mission statement is. So we'll be there to support you in whatever you need to do.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting
to meet
you.
Don't hang up yet, Leanne. So
Okay.
everyone, it's time to go. It's 8:26. Okay, I just want everyone to realize how tired I am. I'm like trying to figure out what time it is, so I'm like scrolling on my phone. Right in front of me.
That's why I'm laughing.
Right in front of me is the biggest clock that the unit that Amazon probably could sell, and I just noticed it.
You don't even have to tell time. It's like digital.
I just went for my new pair of glasses today, and my things didn't change. But I'm sitting here going, I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah.
weird. Okay, well, then again, of course I am. So I just want to thank all my lovely ladies, but more importantly, I want to thank you guys out there. We have another call?
No.
Oh, not yet.
He's just scratching.
Another
Not yet,
reading,
not
another
yet.
reading.
No more readings. I'm done with reading. No more readings.
By
Don't
the way,
start.
that was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that
Mara.
was good.
I was
It
wrong
was.
on all of her stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we don't really need to say that now because now that shoots that whole fucking 30 minutes of the show to hell and your
sorry.
credibility.
I was just wrong about one
Mara,
thing.
stick to art.
One thing.
Mara?
Yeah.
In any event, thank you people out there. Thank you everyone out there who have supported the show and continue to watch us and continue to share and continue to spread the word. I've always said, you know, a whole, it's the sum of its parts, and you are a sum of our part. And I really appreciate you. As always, you know, go out there, you know, love yourself first. You know, you can't pour from an empty cup. You know, don't hesitate. I mean, I know everyone's been in this despondentness and all this other stuff because of what just went down, but there is always hope and there is always light. You know, we can't solve problems ourselves. Reach out. Reach out. There are groups out there. There are friends out there. And now you can actually get out there. So just still be safe and be cautious. I mean, you know, we're over the hurdle, I believe. And I'm not psychic, but I'm thinking we're over the hurdle. But, you know, just truly believe and love in yourself. And if you have a clear mind and really an open heart, I think things come to you, and that's the law of attraction. I think the law of attraction is you put out what you receive. And that is testament, because when we're in a bad space and we put out bad shit, That's when we get the bad girlfriends. That's when we get the fucked up things that happen in our life. Mercury at retrograde adds to that stuff. But seriously, if you come from a good space and you put it out there, you will attract that. And I do believe that to be true. And in my goddess group, you know, they always used to say ho. You know, whenever someone comes up with a good point or whatever, they go, ho. And I was like, my God, they call me a ho. What the fuck? But apparently it's this thing that you say, ho, you know? So I was like, hey, ho, yeah. But truly, you know, you can always, no one's ever alone. And, you know, and you know, don't be embarrassed. And because we all stumble, we all fall. But never be ashamed of who you are. We're all unique. We're all truly empowered. We're all here on this earth to do something. We all have a purpose, and maybe some of us haven't found our purpose yet, but don't give up hope. So with that note, I love you guys. You know I do. We support you. We pay back for you supporting us. But I'm going to go around the room now so everyone can say goodnight. We'll start with Ronnie.
Well, that said, I'm a Fit and Fab at 50 plus coach. And what I have learned as a coach and what has been taught to me coaching women is you can't do it alone. You can't. The best people get help and coaching, whether it's from your friends, your sisters, your family, a show, something like this. So, yes. And I met Gaye because I literally DM'd her. She didn't know me for nil, and she called me. I'm like, whoa, this was last September, last August.
She's a kooky bitch.
Yeah. She's good. She's like, okay, let's talk. So I love that she reaches out.
Mara Shane.
Mara Shane is saying thank you for watching and happy Pride to everybody, and really excited to always come back to the studio and see all you guys and talk to you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And those shoes are pretty bitchin'. As a matter of fact, I mean, I'm going to actually send the photos to Cardi B's manager because I know them.
That is insane.
And that's and
Nice.
and we'll see.
I love that.
So we'll see. It's always about
Thank
paying
you.
it forward and
Thank
support,
you.
my love.
Paying it forward.
Paying it forward. Cara Noble.
Well, just wish me luck because my son's had to go out of town, actually to Mexico for his visa, whatever. It's a horrible story, but whatever. And I have to look after his 2 dogs, both disabled.
Oh.
And I'm going to pick them up now. I've got to pick up all their bedding and their food and take them back to my house. And I'm a cat person.
Yes, I know.
Oh, me
So
too.
please come by, anybody. At
Okay.
any time.
Awesome.
Cara needs a pussy whisperer. And now we have Roxanne.
Hi, everyone. So I am just, thank you all, you know, for just this amazing night. And just want to let you know I'm hiring and empowering a lot of people right now for an amazing solar team. And if anyone is interested in solar for their house, hit me up on Roxanne Rosen.
Yay.
Hi. Sorry, distraction. I want to thank Tony, who runs this lovely studio in the station, United Broadcasting Network. Hey, you.
What's your name again?
My name is Sean.
Sean.
Hey,
I want to thank Sean. Hey, you. Hey, you.
Hey,
I want to
Sean.
thank Sean, for running the boards and being such a wonderful, and we embarrass him, although we didn't embarrass you today so
Not
much.
this time, but I love your show, and I'm super
Thank
happy
you,
to be running it
Sean.
for you
Well,
guys.
thank you. I appreciate it. Everyone, we'll be back to our normal schedule starting in, what's next
2
month?
weeks from now.
Is that July? July, sorry. The first and third Friday of every month, 7 p.m. Pacific, here on the United Broadcasting Network. Follow me on Instagram, QTE Brat. I know there's a
16th
BW.
or the 9th?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't even know if I have guests.
The 9th. It's the 9th.
I don't know
July
anymore.
9th.
July 9th. First and third Friday of every month here. Same bat time, same bat channel. QTE Brat is my Instagram page. Please follow that. Between the Sheets Facebook page and YouTube. Between the Sheets with Gaye and Bruno on YouTube. Thank you very much. You guys are way too fucking quiet. I want you guys to call in, not now, but please call in. Anyway, it's so weird because I've got a camera in front of me, but I keep talking to the big board, the screen behind me. I'm not used to this yet. Oh my God, it's so tough being famous. Anyway, I love you guys.
The lesbian.
Be safe, be well. It's a lesbian? Is that
Yes,
what I am?
yes.
I'm a lesbian. It's a lesbian.
Nice one.
Be safe, be well. Happy 4th of July, and we'll be back that Friday before. Happy Pride. Purple nail polish for the gays. I love you guys. Mwah. Good night. Drive safe. Please be safe. Talk soon, and maybe this weekend I'll see you.
Yeah, hope so.
Bye, Leanne. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bruno.